Oh dear, I hope that didn't blow out everybody's ears. Right, so I should have updated my tiles first. Right, title is changed. I'm a bit low energy today, so I did just see a video that I know I'm going to get baited by, but I want to watch it.
Today, I'm entering a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament to prove that it doesn't work. Just prove my point. They say 90% of fights end up on the ground,
Do they?
but 100% start standing up, and that's where we want the fight to end.
Because this is the last place you want to be in a street fight!
Yet there's a whole martial art dedicated to this worst-case scenario. That's like my karate class practicing how to get knocked out.
Is that? Is that turning that down?
Just makes no sense. I think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu only works if you play along with it. And to prove my point, I'm gonna enter a tournament on the street and simply stand up. But first, I gotta practice.
I don't know. I can't tell if that's too loud or not. I don't think it is.
Much harder than I thought. Especially when somebody wants to hold you down.
I want a new opponent.
My next opponent is just a brown belt. But he immediately chokes me out. They call this an Ezekiel choke. And now that I know how it works, I can easily avoid it.
I feel like I'm just getting baited by this entire video.
Luckily, I'm both younger and stronger. But every time I try to stand up, it ends the same way.
Yeah, this whole thing is just bait.
This is not what I had in mind. That's when my brother Oliver appears.
Not as easy as you thought, huh?
As a professional fighter, he knows what works and what doesn't.
Put this on and meet me upstairs tomorrow. And don't forget what belt you are in BJJ.
And he's got a plan.
Crash course in standing up. You smash me from top. Every second I spend here is a second I get more tired while you get more rest. So I need to relieve this pressure. I'm gonna wiggle this arm in here and this arm is gonna go in here. Now I have a frame, but I can't push you from here. So I'm gonna use my strongest muscles and I'm gonna make a bridge. Ooh! Now we have a few options. This direction, this direction, this direction.
I mean, I get what he's saying, but like, sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I get what he's saying, but isn't he just using jiu-jitsu to counteract jiu-jitsu at that point?
Heavy, so don't move against the resistance, but use the easiest path available. Stay on the move all the time. If you're on top, you can rest. But if you're underneath, you need to work.
I better start training. I'm the best around. No one's ever gonna hold me down. I'm the best around. I am not afraid of the ground. I'm the best around. No one's ever gonna take me down.
Subscribe!
I'm the best around. I am not afraid of the ground. I'm the best around. No one's ever gonna take me down. Stand up. Stand up.
Was this made? This guy's been making videos for a long time. Okay, fair enough. That just seems like a really weird, like, really weird. What's the word I'm looking for? Like that was very someone's first YouTube video quality.
It's finally game day. After weighing in, they check my sleeves to make sure I'm not hiding any nunchucks. But what they don't know is that I am a weapon. Unfortunately, the weather is not great, and it looks like it might start raining. If that happens, my plan might not work. Unfortunately, I can't control the weather. All I can do is start to warm up and hope for the best. That's when they suddenly announce my name. It's finally time to see if Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu works when you don't play along. When the fight starts, my opponent immediately tries to grab my sleeves.
This part of jiu-jitsu is so weird to me because they're just like baby slapping at each other.
All I want to do is push his hands away. That's when he does something I never imagined. He just lies down and tries to pull me on top of him. But of course it doesn't work because I just stand up. Now my opponent grabs my lapel, so I try to strip his wrist off with both hands, but his grip is too good. That's when he tries to pull me down again. But I just pop back up and move away. I can sense that my opponent is getting frustrated because I refuse to go down to the ground with him. That's when he tries a new tactic. He goes for a foot sweep. I decide to return the favor, but he fails. But luckily, he just lies down anyway. This is when I realize that all my training has made me overqualified for this tournament, because I'm never ending up on the ground.
I mean, what even?
That's when the referee...
What even happens? I think this is going to actually get answered now. But what actually happens in a scoring sense when he just refuses to actually do jiu-jitsu?
Suddenly stops the action. Apparently, I've broken some kind of rule. He tells me that I'm not allowed to disengage, and if I don't start grappling, I'm gonna get disqualified. And now, my opponent refuses to even stand up. I doubt this is what the ancient samurai warriors had in mind when they invented jiu-jitsu. Because it was supposed to be used as a last resort when your weapons fail, and the last place you want to go on the battlefield is the ground. But something changed when the art spread to Brazil. It became a sport, and the essence was lost. This is the exact same thing that happened to karate. Today, you can even become an Olympic champion by getting knocked out. So now, I am left with no other choice but to finish the fight. It's time to put the martial back in martial arts. This was not part of the plan, so I have to find a way to win. Luckily, my opponent gives me his leg, so I try to break it. But the referee tells me I'm not allowed to do that, so I have to let go. I'm trying my best to avoid my opponent's attacks, but I'm afraid that if I'm too passive, I will get disqualified. So I'm left with no other choice but to go down to the ground. And luckily, I know exactly what to do from here.
Is he gonna Ezekiel choke him? Alright, great.
And just like that, I proved my point. Because no matter what martial art we practice, it's important that we don't lose sight of its original purpose.
If he would have just stood up, that would never have happened.
At the end of the day, it's not what you do, but how you do it. Because every martial art has its time and place.
Okay.
But one thing is for sure. Those who don't learn from the past are doomed to repeat it.
Yep. It's real. There are no second places on the street.
What, he just has one fight and gets a gold medal?
I did some research, and it turns out that this statistic is for law enforcement, because their job is to take a suspect down to the ground and put handcuffs on them. It doesn't apply to street fighting or self-defense for
Yeah, of
civilians.
course it doesn't.
So the next time somebody tells you that 90% of fights end up on the ground, tell them, yeah, if you're a cop.
Strange video. I don't know what the point of that video was. I tried to break it. Yeah, I'm sure DOS the boss is very well rounded in his techniques with his fucking default profile picture. Strange video. Very strange video. I should have lined up some more videos to watch. This is pretty cool, seeing like the way that characters evolve over the years. I feel like at some point you just change from not being a normal Taekwondo man anymore. But in 7, yeah, 6 is still a normal Taekwondo dude, and then 7 they just it's tag 2. There's default costume in 7. I don't think I ever saw anybody using it. They're pretty cool though, seeing like the evolution over the years. I mean, that one not so much because that's just a normal dude. Asuka's probably changed quite a lot because she's not like an actual practitioner as such. Not in like a real world term anyway. You need to show the like kimono one, that one's really good. Yeah, I feel like just showing like these is not that. Christ. Yeah, I didn't even realise like how much they'd actually changed it in Tekken 8. Changed quite a lot. You know what, I might actually watch this video. I have watched it before, but I've never bothered to learn Korean backdashing. And it might actually be worth me watching this video.
In Tekken, walking backwards is slow, but if you quickly tap back twice, you can do a backdash which is much faster and more evasive. This is not too unlike other games, but dashing in Tekken is different because you can interrupt it with almost any other command before the animation finishes. But one thing I cannot do in the middle of my backdash is another backdash. I have to wait until my backdash animation finishes before doing another one. It doesn't matter how violently I mash back, I can only go this fast. I mean, how broken would it be if I could backdash again before my previous backdash animation ended? But if you watch competitive Tekken, it looks like they're doing just that. How are they doing it?
Yeah, like I say, I've never bothered to learn this, which probably like makes my rank suffer quite badly. Yeah, Yeah, like movement, I've never really worked on my movement. I feel like that's one of the things that I could really do with working on, because I hardly ever sidestep either. Or crouch, for that matter. Like, I stand, like, right in front and just bang. Which is fine against some characters, but other characters fuck you up for it. Devil Jin being the big one at the minute, he just fucking hell sweeps me into oblivion. There's nothing I can do about it.
Tekken won't let you interrupt a backdash to do another backdash, but as I mentioned earlier, it will let you interrupt it with nearly any other command. For example, one of those commands is crouch, which is just down. From the crouch position, you can tap back again to do another backdash. If you repeat this fast enough, you can repeatedly backdash faster than only tapping back. This is called backdash canceling, and as you can see, it's kind of a workaround to backdash faster. When competitive folk found out about this, they of course looked for the most efficient way to do it. So after a normal backdash with back, they found that down back was the closest input on the lever that would interrupt the backdash. But what they also found out was that if you let the stick go from the down back position, it would register another back input. Kind of weird, but there's a reason why this works. If you look inside a lever, there are only 4 switches: up, down, left, and right. If the lever is in the down back position, you're actually holding down 2 switches inside, down and back. If you let go of the stick in a way so the down trigger is released first, the back input will still be pressed in for a split second before...
But does that apply to controllers as well? I assume it doesn't, because the switches would be different. But I don't play on a stick, because fuck sticks.
...goes back to neutral position. This gives you a free back input just for releasing the stick. From here, tap back just one more time, and you get another backdash. If you do this multiple times, you get what's known as the Korean backdash, and it's the quickest way to move backwards. You'll see that people have mastered this at the highest levels of play, and if you watch the top players' lever motions, you'll notice there's a dexterity to ground movement. This is an example of emergent gameplay, where players discover a way to play that wasn't planned by the creators. But maybe you feel that this is an exploit. The game didn't expect you to move faster than this speed.
I don't think it's an exploit, because if it was an exploit, they probably would have gotten rid of it. Like, things like this exist because Bandai let it exist. Like, it's not... You know, I mean, they know about it. They obviously watch tournaments, so they know that it's there, and they're happy to have it as a tech rather than, like, a glitch.
But the tryhards found a way to abuse the system. Now everyone has to do hand gymnastics to do basic movement.
You the developers? The ones that pull that shit?
But Tekken isn't the only game which has a movement exploit. Basketball has it too. When basketball was invented in 1891, James Naismith's intended rules were that the player could not run with the ball. They had to pass it before they could move again. But in 1897, the sweatlords over at Yale discovered that you could technically bounce past the ball to yourself without violating the rules. If you repeatedly did this, you were able to move indefinitely with possession of the ball. This was called dribbling. It was initially kind of busted, so they had to make additional rules so players couldn't start and stop dribbling whenever they wanted. But even after the patches, some people still wanted dribbling to be removed. It wouldn't matter if these were just random people, but these were members of the Joint Basketball Rules Committee to then...
Sorry, so you'd have to stand completely still when you have the ball? I feel like that would be really, really boring. You just have to stop dead every time you've got the ball. I don't feel like anybody would ever watch basketball. It'd be pointless.
Central governing body for the rules of basketball. In 1927, one member is quoted saying, "The Rules Committee believes that limitation of the dribble is a necessary step in the best interests of basketball." Instead of allowing the player to keep dribbling the ball, they wanted to make it so you could only bounce the ball once. When they announced this rule, there was a huge controversy among...
Yeah, but again, like, what's the point? It just makes the whole fucking thing boring. You can move, what, 2 steps at the very most? Because you're not going to bounce the ball any higher, because then somebody can take it off you, so you can only ever have it at sort of rib height. And even that is like... Yeah, I mean, it's just fucking... This is what happens when you listen to the masses too much. Like, people complaining about things like this, it's like, it ruins the sport if you get rid of it.
coaches, players, and fans of the game. A technique that was studied, practiced, and crafted for decades by the ones most invested in the game could be forever gone. To stop these rule makers from removing dribbling, a coach, who was also a student of James Naismith, formed the National Association of Basketball Coaches, which took part in nationwide protests. They succeeded in stopping the rule change that year, and the members became known as Guardians of the Game. 83 years later, it's hard to imagine basketball without dribbling because people now understand that it's a large part of what makes the game exciting and unique.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be boring without it.
How you're allowed to move defines the game you're playing, and the same goes for fighting games. Can you run, short hop, dash, wave dash, or maybe dash in the air?
I always found it really interesting when people can relate a video game to a real life thing. I feel like it brings a sense of perspective that you don't necessarily get when you're just lobbing out random terms. Like if you're just, if you're talking about Korean backdashes and I'm doing quarter circles and my 236L is X amount of range, it gets lost. But when you just say movement is, can be related to basketball, and you don't have to call it a Korean backdash without, explaining yourself first, makes it so much easier to relate to.
Games that let you air dash are literally called air dashers because it's such a distinguishing factor of the gameplay. And maybe your game doesn't have any of that. But when you change the movement in a big way, you're changing the game in a big way. It's a reason why many Smash players stick to Melee, a game where the movement uniquely revolves around its wave dashing and L canceling techniques. But Tekken has had step canceling, dash canceling,
Yeah, but also Smash players are just a weird bunch in general.
and the Korean backdash for pretty much every version of the game, and it's unlike anything else I've played. It's actually one of the things that attracted me to the game. But all that said, most people who play Tekken won't know or care about the Korean backdash because the game is designed to be enjoyed without it. But it's there for you if you want to get good. This was Gerald from Corey Gaming. Thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by
That was
Ridge
good.
Wallet,
I
I'm still using.
I really like his videos, but I don't know if he probably has like other stuff going on, but he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's been a year since he last uploaded, which is crazy. I don't know what else he does. I think he's a producer. I think. I've seen him like be involved in other things. I don't know if like his. Yeah, I don't know if his like other videos have anything in there about what he does. I mean, he has a merch shop and a Patreon. I mean, what does his Patreon look like? Analysis video. Videos of my cat's leftover interview cuts. Tips on video essay making. I mean, whatever he's doing, he tends to kill it whenever he puts a video out. So, are there any others I want to watch? Yeah, I mean the issue is I've seen a lot of these videos before. I don't have anything like particularly new to say about them a lot of the time. It's a shame. Well, this might be
There's no doubt that
decent
Tekken
one
8
to
is going
watch.
to be a huge success for the series, and it's going to usher in a whole new generation of Tekken players. With all these new players playing Tekken for the first time, there's going to be a lot of questions going around. And one of the biggest questions new players
What I will say straight off the bat is that I tried to play with a stick, because you sort of, when you first come into these games, or like try to take them seriously, like I've said this before, but I played Tekken since Tekken 3, on and off. When you try to take them seriously, there's a big sort of lean towards like play with a stick. I don't know why that is. I think it's just like you see all the pros that sort of have the legacy skill from a stick like baked into them because they grew up on it. My answer to this question without watching the video would be just play with whatever you're used to playing with. If you only ever played games on a keyboard, just keep using a keyboard. If you've only ever played games with a controller, play with a controller. If you've used both, try whatever you feel is more comfortable and what moves better on the game once you boot it up. And if you've played with an arcade stick before, then use an arcade stick. But I will say, out of the three, I think arcade stick is actually the hardest to use because it's not very intuitive. It's a strange thing to use. It's like a big, it's a big block, and it's like, you have to learn to sort of hold the stick in a different way than what feels natural at first. I mean, if you're fresh out the blocks, I would just say use whatever you think is best for you, as in a game sense in general, not what you think you should use for Tekken. And only use a stick if you think they look cool or they're satisfying with the clacky motions and all that shit.
coming into Tekken, or any fighting game really, is what controller should they use? This can be very intimidating for new players, as everyone seems to have a different opinion on what controller you should use, and a lot of new players actually think you need to invest in a fight stick to succeed.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. This is exactly what I was saying. There's a notion, and I don't know what it's bred from. I don't know, because no one tells you to. No one tells you to go and buy a fight stick. You don't boot up Tekken and the game goes, you need to buy a fight stick. But yeah, I mean, somewhere along the line, it feels right to buy a fight stick for absolutely no reason, because you're going to set yourself back God knows how many hours just learning to use the fucking thing.
And while that obviously isn't true, there still seems to be a lot of confusion among new players. So I thought I'd clear it all up with this video. Today I'll be going over the 3 main controller types people use in Tekken 8, and any other fighting game really. I'll be stating multiple pros and cons, and some tips and tricks, and just general information that'll get you started. So, let's start with the most popular controller option, and that is the pad. So, the pad. This can be just a standard PlayStation or Xbox controller, or a more specific controller made specifically for fighting games.
Yeah, that's the one I use actually, the Fight Commander, purely because I felt like I couldn't spit out quarter circles very well on a different controller. Like I was playing Guilty Gear, which is obviously a bit more like quarter circle heavy and sort of movement inputs, or motion inputs I should say, heavy, and I couldn't get quarter circles out of this fucking controller, and I thought I'm doing it, it's just really inconsistent. And I will say that when I bought this, like, getting quarter circles out of this D-pad was like 1,000,000 times easier.
The general idea is the same on all of them. On the pad, people generally use the D-pad, not the analog stick, and have access to face buttons and shoulder buttons. The pad is generally considered to be the most comfortable option for play, and it makes sense, right? These controllers are designed by billion-dollar companies to make for the most enjoyable gaming experience possible, and you're most likely already familiar with one of these controllers. They're very light, and are easily the most portable option, whether you're taking it to a friend's house or traveling to tournaments with it. It's very convenient. Tekken is a 4-button fighter, and these controllers generally have 4 face buttons, so it works very nicely if you use the standard Tekken control scheme. I know some players like having the 4 buttons all being next to each other in a line, and if that's you, you're probably going to be out of luck here. We generally have 2 triggers on the left and right of the controller, which gives you some space for button mapping. I think in Tekken 8 the default to do a heat burst is the right trigger, but you can of course change that and others to whatever you want.
Change that.
If you struggle to press 1+4 or 2+3 like I do, then you can map these combinations out to one of the 4 triggers. And you just have a lot of options here. Now if you want more than 4 binds, you're going to have to look at other options as well. Some pads are made specifically for fighting games, and these have extra face buttons, so you can look into that if you're interested. The D-pad allows for pretty easy and...
It's funny actually, because like I say, I've got that controller, but I don't use the 2 on the side.
So you can look into...
I don't use these, the R1 and R2. I don't have a use for them really. I was thinking if I ever play like a character with like a 3-button combination, Like I can't think of one off the top of my head because I don't think I've ever played one. You know, like a 1-3-4, for example. Like is it Brian's Taunt or something as a 1-3-4? I was thinking I could map that to there, but
that if
yeah,
you're interested.
I
The
don't
D-pad
actually
allows
use
for
those
pretty easy
buttons.
and fast inputs, but you are limited to the speed of your thumb, which can be difficult if you play certain characters. Like, I don't know how some of you guys play Mishimos on pad. And this brings us to the pad's main con, which is durability. I've played a lot of fighting games, and it's generally just an accepted truth that you are going to go through a lot of controllers if you're a competitive player, especially if you play high execution characters. Most of these controllers were not designed for wave dash and 6 electric combos, and tons of people are way more aggressive with their controller than they realize. I can say for me personally, I've worn out a PS4 controller through playing Geese in Tekken 7, so I can only imagine what it's like for people who played more complicated characters like Akuma and Kazuya. I wouldn't worry too much about this unless you know you'll be labbing high execution stuff and playing super competitively, but it's definitely worth noting, and it's the main setback of the pad, I think. Anyway, let's move on. The second controller type we're going to be talking about is another one that intimidates a lot of people. A lot of people don't really know anything about it, but it's reserved for PC players unless you get an adapter, and that is, of course, the keyboard. The keyboard is a staple of PC gaming and offers...
I actually think the keyboard's really underrated. I feel like there's a lot of shit that you can do and nobody really uses it. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you need an adapter though. I thought you could plug them into PlayStations and they'd work just fine.
An unconventional but increasingly popular style of play. Its
Although I've never
advantage
tried
lies
it.
in the precision of digital inputs, which when it comes to execution is unmatched. It doesn't matter how fast your thumb is. You will never beat a good Mishima player in execution if they're playing on keyboard. In addition to this, the nature of using keyboard for inputs means you have access to a ton of options that are literally impossible on other controller methods, like holding forward and back at the same time, or sidestepping while crouching. The execution benefits are just insane on keyboard, and this is why a ton of people consider this play method the best and the easiest. Digital inputs are really just insane. The keyboard also allows for an incredible level of customization, as you have way more buttons than any other controller. You literally have 104 keys if you're using a standard keyboard, so you can map every possible button combination and still have tons of keys to spare. So, what's the catch? Keyboard is basically exclusively for PC players, and essentially locks you out of going to most tournaments. Keyboard play isn't supported by default for the console versions of these games, and while I hear there are some adapters that
Yeah, I
can
didn't
work,
realize
they're
that.
very expensive and don't even work all the time from what I've heard. And even if they did, it's a lot of hassle. If you're interested in competing in tournaments, you likely won't be able to use your keyboard, as almost all Tekken 8 tournaments are going to be held on console, and even if they weren't, it's not very practical to go around with the keyboard and play from it on your lap. It just wasn't designed for that. But if you like the digital inputs for directions, there are other options available, specifically the hitbox. This is basically a keyboard with bigger buttons, but it functions almost exactly the same and has the same benefits.
I've always been tempted to get a hitbox and I've never pulled the trigger, excuse the pun. I mean, mainly because I don't really have the money at the minute, but... Yeah, I mean, fucking hell. 200 quid. That is a lot of money. Not sure I care that much about my execution when I play fucking Claudio and Lars.
And it'll work on console. Now there's actually a lot of debate about this controller, as a large part of the community blatantly thinks it gives you an unfair advantage, and there's even been talks of banning the controller in tournament play. I'm gonna save talking about this for a future video though. Just know the keyboard and hitbox have some big benefits. And finally, let's talk about the option that's seen the most in pro play, and that is the fight stick, also known as the arcade stick. Now, the fight stick is often thought to be the best control method by newcomers to fighting games, as they see that a huge amount of professionals use this option. And this is simply untrue. The fight stick is just popular in veteran players, as that's what they're most comfortable with. A lot of these players grew up playing at arcades, and just feel that fighting games aren't the same without that feeling. The fight stick features multiple big buttons, which feel great to press, and allows a lot of room to map inputs. And
Yeah, it's almost like a mechanical keyboard where it's just like half of the lore of playing it is because it's tactile. You know, it's very responsive on your hands. You know, you tap the button, you get a little click out of it. Whereas, like, you know, if I do that, like, I hardly feel that really. Like, I mean, you feel it more on other controllers, but like if I do that, I don't really get any response or feedback from that button. Which, to be fair, I mean, like, I know people that like spend a lot of money on mechanical keyboards just because they like how clicky and clacky they are. So there is like an element to that.
The lever allows for some very, very easy inputs like quarter circle and whatnot. I know a lot of people struggle to do inputs on pad, but it's definitely a lot easier to do on a lever once you get used to it. These fight sticks are very customizable and moddable, so you have a lot of options in terms of lever types and button types. There's a couple downsides to these, however. Number one is the price. They're very expensive, like triple the cost of a standard pad. And they also have the highest learning curve out of any control option. Unlike on the keyboard and the controller, you have to get used to finding the exact place the lever needs to go to find a certain directional inputs. It took me weeks to get down-back inputs on my stick without looking at the controller, and that's very important to note. You'll have to invest a lot of time, probably months or maybe even more, to feel fully comfortable with this controller for the first time. And this is just my personal experience, but I know so many people, including myself, who've been excited to learn a fighting game and impulsively buys a fight stick, just to realize how much work it is and then stop using it and let it collect dust.
Yeah, I've got an arcade stick by the TV in the front room. He's just sitting there doing exactly what you said, collecting dust.
Control option. Like the rest, it has its pros and its cons, but it's definitely the one that requires the most investment, in both time and money. But hey, if you think it looks cool and want to learn it, don't let me or anyone else stop you. Go for it. And yeah, those are the 3 main controller methods for Tekken, and any fighting game really. I'm planning on making individual videos with some more in-depth tips for each control method, so stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Only about 4% of my viewers are subscribed, and I'm really working hard to get a lot of Tekken content, so if you're interested in character guides, discussion videos...
Holy shit. Stream for half an hour. The fuck is Michael J. White? Main man proves that he is as good as me. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
This guy should play. Let's try and see now. Bro, I wish the connection would be better.
I have a 12 win streak though. He has only 2. I'm clearly the better player.
Okay.
Oh wait, this is actually... What the fuck? Actually Arslan Ash. I thought this was like a piss take. Like... Yeah, I thought it was like a piss take, like, thingy video. I'm pretty surprised he's allowed to do this. Why is he just allowed to upload his games to, sorry, let me move this. Why is he just allowed to, like, upload his games to YouTube? I wouldn't have thought that, like, Bandai would just let him do that. But... yeah, fair enough. But I'm not going to watch that video, though. Anything else I want to watch? What's this? True. Okay. like 2 weeks before Tekken 8 as well. What's that? Forward. They will do it again. True. I mean, there's a few characters that applies to. Me. Fucking me. Oh, true. So sad. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay. I'm assuming this guy isn't a Tekken
So
player.
Tekken 8 is out now.
I think last one, and then I might do a few Tekken games, but I'm fucking tired, man.
And I thought, why not give Tekken 8 a shot, seeing as I tried out Street Fighter 6 when that came out. Obviously, we played Mortal Kombat 1. Tekken is one of the mechas in the fighting game scene. So let's give Tekken 8 a shot and see what it's all about. A lot of people have been talking about it. Is it good? Is it bad? Well, I gave it a shot, and I got some thoughts. Let's start off on a high note. Let's talk about some goods for Tekken 8. First things first, man. The music in Tekken 8 goes so hard. I've never really played much Tekken in the past. I've played Tekken 6, and I only played a little bit of it. I don't know if all the Tekkens have had banger soundtracks.
Yeah, I mean, Tekken 8 is one of the weaker ones for me. Like Tekken 3, like 5 and 6. 4's okay, but there's a lot of like forgettable tracks on there.
But just the loading screen music was getting me hyped up. Okay.
The jukebox is a fucking fantastic addition.
I can't remember another fighting game that really got me amped up like this in a minute. You know, obviously there's some good like background scenery music in the fighting games, but Tekken 8, they're just like, we're gonna give you some bangers. A huge prop I gotta give Tekken 8 is the game launched, and on day one, on day uno, the game has cross-platform, cross-play.
Yeah.
Tekken 8 has cross-platform play.
It's so underrated because I saw like Harada saying like that he wasn't even bothering to announce a lot of this stuff because like people take it for granted. You know, and think that it should be expected. So he just he hit him with the "don't ask me for shit" and then confirmed it whenever somebody asked. But like, it wasn't MK1 supposed to have cross-platform, and it still doesn't, which is a joke for PC players. Like, there's so few PC players on Mortal Kombat, and I mean the game's in a fucking state anyway, so I imagine there's not many knocking around anyway.
Hey, on day one. I wish other fighting games had cross-platform play on day one. Certain other games have not gotten their cross-play yet, and the game has been out for months. Tekken released day one with cross-play. The biggest round of applause to Tekken 8 for having that ready, having it set and good to go on launch. You have a PlayStation, you play Tekken on there. Your friend has an Xbox, they play there, and you can cross-play day one. That is so amazing.
I got a fucking bone to pick, by the way. The one person that I would actually play Tekken with hasn't got the money to buy Tekken. Now, fair enough. If you're not flush with cash, you know, I'm certainly not flush with cash, but I made it work so I could get Tekken. But I have never been sadder than when I found out he couldn't afford it day one. He still hasn't got it now, to be fair, but yeah, I've never been sadder. Honestly, I was so looking forward to running sets with him.
Great job, Tekken, for having that. You already get like 5 points from me. Next thing that blew my freaking mind in Tekken 8, the customization. I don't know how good or how crazy the customization has been for Tekken in the past.
I feel like he has an idea though, because he keeps saying this. He keeps going back to like, you know, I don't know what it was like before. Fucking the soundtrack was better in previous games, and the customization was better in previous games. I think the gameplay is like right up there with 7. But 7 had better customization than this. I don't know if they're going to add stuff in later. I assume they will at some point, like maybe with a DLC pass or whatever. But yeah, the customization at the minute is not like it's not the best Tekken's been.
But Tekken 8's customization is insane. I did not know that you had this much freedom. You can pick a character on the roster and change their whole appearance, hairstyles, shirts, glasses, give them a beard, like anything you can think of, you can change that character. And that's insane. I don't recall any other fighting game that really has this crazy of customization. So this was a nice surprise to me. Also, you can customize your avatar which I didn't know you have avatars,
Me looking
but you
ass.
do. So that's pretty sweet. You can customize your banners,
sports
your
looking ass.
icons, your tags, your title. Like literally everything is customizable in Tekken 8, which is nuts. Now there are locked customizable items for your character that are locked behind, you know, paywalls. So you gotta pay currency to unlock
Yeah,
them.
whoa,
And I'm
whoa,
not
whoa,
gonna-
whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful with the paywall term, because that's going to mislead a lot of people. They're free, but you just have to play the game a little bit to get the currency.
8, which is nuts. Now there are locked customizable items for your character that are locked behind you know, paywalls, so you gotta pay currency to unlock them. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the prices of these items, they were like saying 20,000 coins, like 2 million coins, 1 million coins. I'm like, oh my god, I'm never gonna unlock these. But after playing like 3 matches, I racked up like 2 million coins. So getting currency or getting the coins in Tekken 8 is really simple. Unlocking these
better if you win.
customizable items is a lot more affordable and doable than I was expecting. Props to Tekken 8 not being a grind fest to get coins. Now, one of the big things you guys are probably wondering, Cage.
Is this guy like a big, like, MK player or something? Because he seems to be throwing out a lot of shade that applies to MK. Yeah. I can tell just from the way he was talking. I've never heard of this guy, to be fair. Yeah, it doesn't say, but yeah, like, I could tell just from the way he was talking that this guy's played a lot of MK.
All this is good and dandy, but how's the gameplay? How does Tekken 8 feel? I am happy to say that Tekken 8 feels pretty sweet. I have to reiterate this. I am not a big Tekken guy. I only played a little bit of Tekken 6, but Tekken 8's gameplay and combos just feel so smooth and buttery. I have never learned a combo in Tekken ever, but I tried out
You
their
know
little
what? I fucking... This time, shit like this gets me hyped to actually play some Tekken. I've been playing a bit of Raven over the past few days, so I'm going to try and carry on with that. It does, however, take me a fucking age to load the game for whatever reason, so I'm going to be sat here for a second while it goes through all these load screens. A lot of stuff to figure out with Raven. A lot of stuff. I never played Master Raven either, which doesn't help, so I don't have like the basic fundamentals of how the character works from its sort of legacy version. Never played Raven in 5. I think it was 5 he came in, wasn't it? I've never played Raven or Master Raven, essentially. I'm playing a lot of Lars. But I feel like I've hit a wall with him that's quite frustrating. Where like people know to jab me out of stance and all this stuff when it's blocked. And I haven't learned enough like basic tools to sort of get around that just yet. Which is fine, I mean that's what the game is, isn't it? But come on, let me in, you fuck. The controller always does this as well, it doesn't work first. Unplug it. Plug it back in for it to start getting picked up. I had issues like that in 7. Quite a lot. So yeah, I mean, I've really not played that many games with Raven just yet. I've got a few sort of basic offensive things down. But not that much. back turn is like the biggest bane of my existence at the minute. And I haven't learned any like big combos, but I've learned like the sample combos in the thing in the tips. I do want to like practice a bit of Lars as well and get a few more of his like basic stuff down. Yeah, as of right now, I've played Claudio. Not a huge fan of what they've done with him in 8. I think it's his combo system that I don't like more than anything. It feels like they've taken away a lot of like little things. Yes, I ended in the mid, so that's better than. That feels too slow though. Wait, is it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, fucking hell. That's... I mean, how many 10-frame kicks are there? Oh, the jab's 8 frames. Yeah, I do a bit too much of this when I'm playing Raven. Because it is like... +7 on block or something, which is good, but it is also duckable with it being a high. I've played against some people that like can't actually duck that on reaction, so I also didn't realise this was a high. I don't know why. I thought it was a mid when I first did it. I don't think there's anything else you can do with that, is there? Yeah, I need to stop doing this so much. That's not armored, is it? No. I don't know what catch that. Yeah, that doesn't connect unless you're at a wall. That's the same, isn't it? Can you catch that? I'm so tired. No, he goes too far, doesn't he? Yeah, way too far. How do people do, like, the... Okay. I mean, what's that like on block? Wait, what? That leaves you plus 14? No, that can't be right. Is that because of the range? Sorry, you're telling me that is guaranteed after that? Or is it not because of the range? Is it pushing back too far? No, yeah, that's not... It looks like it should be though. Yeah, a lot of this stuff just has like really long wind up. Never used this stuff either, actually. Yeah, it leaves you minus 14. Wait, how much damage is it? 15 damage. Not even worth it. Yeah, it leaves you minus 9, so that's not too bad. Like somebody just jabs you out of that though, don't you? I don't feel like you, if you do that... It's 17 start up. Yeah, I mean, that on block. Yeah, it does have good range. Okay. That's not a bad little mix-up. Well, not mix-up, but... It is a mix-up. I'm assuming that launches. Oh, it doesn't. Ooh. What was he on? This one. It'd just be a massive knowledge check, that, wouldn't it? Anymore. Yeah, it's got too much of a wind up there. But it's quite quick, but... Oh, okay. There's two versions of it. I was just holding back. The end with a high. That's two mids. Okay. What is that on block? 7. Got +1 if you charge it. Yeah, I mean, I think that's good for like long range whiff punishing, but like a death fist punish maybe. Well, whiffs it like right in your face, but. That leaves you 2 on block. Huh? I would not have said that leaves you +2 on block. Yeah, a lot of his stuff just has like such a heavy wind up though. That's not guaranteed either, which is -25. Does that launch? Oh, you probably could pick that up with something, couldn't you? Or can you? Oh, I don't think you can. I don't think you can pick that up. What's that on block? 12, but it's got a lot of pushback. I don't think there's much that could punish that. Right. Oh fuck. That's never getting used. Okay. Oh. Back into... Oh, there's so much to learn with this character, man. Hmm. Okay, so it's not bad in heat. Throw when hit from the front on the ground. Oh. Okay, that's not bad. Why is it? Fucking hell. Does leave you +4. What's the range on that like? That's pretty nasty. But yeah, I mean, you can see that coming from a fucking mile away though. I mean, yeah, I suppose unless you mix it up with that. Does that actually do? Is it like a lot of damage or? 5. I'm trying to think of what I want to take into like my next games. I think I'm gonna add in some like back turn stuff first. Like this to get out a back turn. And a punish with like that. Use that to get out of it. There's an 8-frame jab from back turn's really good. There's that as well, which that is. You got a free mix-up off a 10-frame punish, haven't you? Or a 12-frame punish, sorry. Like if you do that, yeah, you +7. You got a free mix-up out of it. Starts with a 16-frame low. Essentially a 9-frame low in terms of what they can do, so they can't jab you out of it. Also that as well. Yeah, I think I'll add a bit of that, and I'm gonna go to the toilet, and then I think I'm gonna play a few games. Okay. It was... that wasn't it. Is that a mid? No, it's a high. Neither one was... yeah, okay. Don't see if I can put literally any of that into action. Once I actually get into the game, I assure you I will have forgotten everything I just learned.
Get ready for the next battle.
The only issue with quick matches, because this guy's either going to be really good or really bad. If he's really bad, it's going to be like, what's the point in playing him? I can get used to my buttons, but...
Round one. Fight.
Oop, that wasn't what I wanted to do, but okay. Don't know if that kills. It does not. Any excuse to look at this rage art, I'll take.
Nothing personal. Round 2. Fight.
Okay. God, I hate Jin. This guy's an 18 win streak. I mean, this is it. If you're just gonna spam on me, then there's only one thing for it.
Nothing personal. Round 4. Fight.
Great. Oh, I was docking that. Come on.
You win, my
And then he's out of there. Take his win streak and he just fucks off. Yeah, sound. See you later, Paul. Fucking donut. You can tell with people like that he's just been like checking like players that don't duck with lows. And when it hasn't worked, he's throwing his toys out the prom and he doesn't like it anymore.
for the next battle.
Saying that, I didn't duck either, and he still didn't manage to beat me. Or he still... Yeah, sorry, he still didn't manage to beat me, so... Yeah, we'll take the Wi-Fi player. That loading time was not promising though.
Ready for the next battle.
Victor player. See, first dans and like second dans are always a toss-up because they could be like that last guy that like actually somewhat knows what he's doing. I need to use like my quick mids more though. Like my 1+2.
Round 1. Fight.
Really? Okay. Yeah, Let's just return the favor for a second, shall we? Oh, I don't know the combo. Okay. No, that's stupid. Oh, okay, never mind, he pressed. I was thinking that was a very bad use of my rage art. Yep, should have seen that one coming. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, I do not know when to press against this. This is absolute nonsense. Fuck off, mate. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to press. Not at all. It was a bit cheesy winning that way, but... Ugh. Oh shit, I keep... Oh, fucking hell, I keep doing that. Nice. Okay. I need to stop doing that, though. Oh dear. Okay. Is that a low? Like heat smash. See, I knew that had happened as soon as I tried that. I think it's too slow. Okay, nice. Maybe these people actually aren't bad to learn the character against, because I'm fucking up a lot of stuff. But like even a slightly competent player would destroy me with. Throw mix up is interesting though. Yeah, it's like the fucking back turn, like hell sweep is way too fucking slow. Not hell sweep, snake edge.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
Okay. I always think that that like thing where she leaps up into the air is like going to be the end of it. Ah, I have to get a counter hit.
Round two. Fight.
I've already forgotten the input for that shit.
Round three. Fight.
Oh shit. Like I never get to press a fucking button against this bitch.
Round four. Fight.
I always press too early on that string. Like all the time.
Final round. Fight.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, nice. Fuck off, man. I will get the last laugh, I assure you. I mean, I'll go again. It's going to be a grab fest, but...
Round one. Fight.
He always stays down.
Round two. Fight.
Oh, that was a good sidestep, holy fuck.
Round three. Fight.
Nice and easy. I feel like I just tilted him with the grabs, to be honest. Hardly even grabbed in that second one.
Get ready for the next battle.
I don't know, these quick matches seem easier than they should. Yeah, okay.
Get ready for the next battle.
Ah, Raven! Very nice. He's actually played Raven to Warrior as well. He's not got much Tekken prowess.
Round one. Fight.
Perfected. Very nice.
Round two. Fight.
You can always tell us when like someone's good to just drop a rage art against, because they just don't stop fucking pressing. As long as you've got a little bit of health to play with, you're probably gonna beat them.
Round three. Fight.
What the fuck? Yeah, I mean, this guy's just whiff city. A lot of rematches still, though.
Round one. Fight.
What the fuck? Oh shit, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Again, you know he's gonna press. I don't know if this kills him, but like, you just fucking know he's gonna press. not kill. Oh, fair play. What? That doesn't fucking... What? Hello? But fundamentals are just carrying me through all these games. Don't even necessarily know what I'm doing.
Get ready for the next battle.
Il y a de l'amélioration, Raven.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, that's not 14 frame. Ooh. The range on that is crazy. Just me, it was that grab, a very long range grab. Oh, he ducks it. Holy fuck. Interesting. What the fuck? don't know, like, am I just winning on knowledge checks? But, like, I feel like a lot of people are just whiffing in front of my face. Okay. No, that doesn't go under that. There's a lot of fucking style mids, Victor. Oh shit. Helps if you pick up your combo, doesn't it? Oh shit. Not that reach. Very stubby that. I mean, you're coming towards me, I'm not fucking... Okay. I didn't know if I could pick that up. Ah, why did I press? Fuck's sake, I knew that was coming as well. Ooh. Oh, he doesn't know the combo. The nutty soul zone is interesting.
Get ready for the next battle.
That's what I mean though, that'd never work against like somebody that knows what they're doing. Because they'd see me drop into soul zone and just be like, okay, well the only one that'll reach me from there is... Because I was like here, wasn't I? Ah, just like, yeah, fair enough. These all have pretty good rate. What is this? Is this a mid? It is a mid. Wow. What is that on block? 9. It's a safe mid. Fair enough.
Get ready for the next battle.
I would not have guessed that that was safe.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Mixed into oblivion, unfortunately.
Round 3.
Gotta check her with a mid.
Round one. Fight.
That doesn't kill. Interesting.
Round two. Fight.
I always expect people to duck more than they do.
Round three. Fight.
I mean, I probably could take him into ranked, but like I don't know. Maybe it's because there's so much to him that I feel like I don't know anything yet. I know little things like that jails, like if you hit the mid, can't duck the high. Yeah, go on. I'm not so picky in quick matches about who I play.
Get ready for the next battle.
Tekken 7 Jack skin. What the fuck? Oh my god, that reaches from there. What the fuck? Okay, I mean that was ambitious. I just threw that out because it was ranged. What the fuck is this one? Yeah. Oh my god, he shoots out like 6 of those. Everybody tries to press on that, even though it's fucking +7. I know a lot of that's taken up by Soul Zone, but I don't think you can, like, jab out of it or anything. I'm like 90% sure you can't jab out of that. I mean, you definitely can't jab out of a low, because it ducks, but... Oh no! Oh, what am I doing? Fucking hell! Just punish him. That's a low. I did not think that I'd end with a low. What the fuck? Alright. Okay. What is that? Is that a low? It's so ambiguous, it looks like a mid. It looks like he's hitting me in the gut. What the fuck is he doing? You might have me. Oh, fuck. No. That was lucky. I was very lucky that I won that.
Get ready for the next battle.
That was a bit scummy to hold on to the win streak. Yes, that's not guaranteed, but on hit it is. If you use it as a punish, the mix-up is guaranteed, isn't it? But then I suppose if you use it as an offensive string, you can use the armor move. But it's whether the armor will kick in before a jab can go through when you're -3. I feel like it could. Okay. No. Yeah, I mean, that was ambitious. No one expects the run-up grab. Nobody at all. That felt a lot harder than it was. Like, that was a tactical 3-0. Oh! Like, guaranteed. That's a funky little thing on counter. I feel like I'm just running through people. I'm like, I'm not even good with the character yet.
Get ready for the next battle.
I don't know anything about the fucking... I don't know anything about the character, and I'm just like running through people. Well, that is launch punishable. Not launch punishable, sorry. That is punishable. I kept thinking it was safe. It's the other one that's safe. That one. That's, yeah. That's punishable, but that isn't. And the kick one leads to a combo as well, it's just not as good as the other combo.
Round one. Fight.
I like that catches so many people off guard. Like the range on it. Ooh. Like, I got him with it 3 times. Like, brother, please learn from a mistake.
Round one. Fight.
It's not a punish like with that. These people just can't learn to not press. I don't understand it. Like, my brother in Christ, I'm in rage. Just don't press. Ooh. Oh wow, that hits. Nice. That's a really good whiff punish. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Oh, what the fuck? That's guaranteed. That's fucking strange. If I win this by throwing my heat smash at him, I give up. Ah. I mean, yeah. The thing is, when he started knowledge checking me, like I had no idea when those strings were going to end. Right, I think I'm going to play one more and then call it. I don't know how reliable that is. I don't feel like it beats a jab. It might beat other stuff. Like the armor might come out quick enough.
Get ready for the next battle.
If there's anything I'm going to lose my streak to, it's King, because King fucks me up.
Round one. Fight.
Wow. That heat smash seems to do a lot of damage. Do they all do that much? Wow. Okay. Really? Fuck. knows to block the third hit of that. Oh, not block. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. See, I told you. Always a king. King always beats me.
Round one. Fight.
Anything he does punishable. I don't get it. Seems like whatever he throws out is safe.
You won't see this coming. Go to hell. Nothing personal. Round two. Fight.
What the fuck? Come on. Give it a rest.
Round three. Fight. Round four. Fight.
Okay. I was worried I would lose that.
Round one. Fight.
Really? That's what I hate about King. It's just like the jab, jab, grab thing. It's like...
Fight. Round three. Fight.
Yeah. I do not want to stop that Jaguar step. I don't know, I can't play against King. It's that, man, and then it's giant swing, and it's like, okay, great, that's half my health gone. Yeah, and it's like, how do you break that? Can you break that? Ah. Yeah. I don't know. I can't play against King. Ah, it makes me want to play another one now because I can't end on a loss. Yeah, I'll play one more. This is where I go on like a fucking disgusting loss streak. I never know in this game, and I don't know what it is. I feel like I just need to throw them out a bit more. But I never seem to find an opportunity to actually combo somebody. They do have some basic combos, so it's not like I'm avoiding them. It was the same on Lars. Like I just didn't. I didn't know what to press. Oh, sorry, when to press. To combo somebody. Yeah, next win I'm done. What the fuck? No. Ah, yeah, fucking pissant. Like, how does he just know? Always got that fucking mad sidestep just ready. Alright, yeah. I don't really want to play against that again. It doesn't really feel like he's doing anything, it just feels like he's jumping around on his sword and flying about, and I'm not really in the mood to learn that shit. God, I need a fucking haircut, man. I wanted to come off half an hour ago, that's what fucking Tekken does to me. Oh fuck, that missed. Oh fuck, that was the wrong one. Yeah, I wanna win like the full set. I don't just want to dip after beating the guy once. It looks like it should be launch punishable. That thing where he like swings his arm like right around. Yeah. Really? What the fuck? Yeah, fucking hell, man. I thought I could catch him outside. Grab beats the power crush. Like heat bursting. Interesting. Fucking hell. Oh man. I really haven't had a chance to play against Jack. God, get off me, you fucker. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? Coming in. Yeah, not this time. Right, I'll take that. That's fine. It definitely started. It definitely started putting me in with like better players towards the end there. I mean, that win streak must have inflated my fucking player match win ratio like nothing I've ever seen. Yeah, 68% win rate in quick matches. Very good. Okay, yeah, that's me done.